One concept my group chose to cover is direct investment, which is, according to the textbook, when a firm builds or purchases operating facilities or subsidiaries in a different country from the one where it has its headquarters. Direct investment benefits the global economy, makes international trade easier, creates new jobs, and many more. One form of direct investment is a maquiladora, which is a Mexican assembly plant that imports materials and equipment on duty and tariff-free basis. Raw materials are received from the U.S. to assemble and are exported back as finished products. While the introduction of these factories has produced an immense amount of savings and created up to 75,000 jobs in the Mexicali area, it has also created some of the worst air pollution the area has seen. According to an article I read, the Mexican government agencies have made no attempt to make fighting pollution a priority. The area is constantly flooded with raw sewage, truck exhaust, and clouds of smoke from factories. In the article, I get the impression that people in Mexicali seem to be more concerned about the pollution than the government is, or the organizations that are causing the problems. A professor at the University of Baja California, who sees the environmental degradation that the maquiladoras are causing firsthand, said, although Mexican legislation is very strict, it isn't typically obeyed because everything gets solved with bribes, rather than negotiating for what's best. The organizations don't seem to have any sort of social responsibility for their actions. Although the factories are vital to the economy in the Mexicali area, they still should have a duty to help solve the economic problems they've created, rather than to ignore the large footprint they've been making. Some factories have made an attempt at taking social responsibility for their actions, such as keeping pollution emissions to a minimum and sticking to Mexican government factory regulations. There are over 3,000 maquiladora manufacturing or export assembly plants to this day, producing parts and products for the United States and a number of Latin American and Asian countries. A lot of car brands get their products from the maquiladoras, including BMW, Ford, Mercedes-Benz, and Nissan, just to name a few. Other successful companies, including General Electric, Samsung, Fisher-Price, Tiffany, and Toshiba, have been reaping the benefits of maquiladoras as well. While maquiladoras are essential to the success of many powerful companies, as well as keeping the economy booming in Mexico, it is important that they are catering to the people and economies surrounding these factories. Without the health of the people and an abundance of resources around them, the maquiladoras wouldn't be able to operate to the success that they do today.
Maquiladoras have been around since the launch of Mexico's border industrialization program in 1964, which was established to help lure foreign investment into the country as well as create jobs for temporary workers returning from farms in the U.S. Part of what has made maquiladoras so popular, however, is the economic community that was created by NAFTA when it went into effect in 1994. As we know, this agreement eliminated most trade barriers between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Since coming into office in 2017, however, Trump has been adamant about the renegotiation of NAFTA, which he considers to be the worst trade deal ever made. One of Trump's main goals in renegotiating NAFTA is to bring manufacturing jobs back to the U.S., which he is accomplishing by changing the amount of parts that need to be manufactured in the U.S. Under the new agreement, which is not set to go into effect until 2020, the majority of the changes will affect auto manufacturers. For example, under the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, at least 75% of a vehicle's components must be manufactured in the U.S. in order for the vehicle to be considered exempt from tariffs. In addition, at least 30% of the work done on tariff-exempt vehicles must be completed by workers who make at least $16 an hour. Therefore, they must be done by workers in either the U.S. or Canada, as the average hourly wage for workers in Mexico is much closer to $2.50 or $3 an hour for entry-level workers, and closer to $4 or $5 an hour for technical workers. Because most of the changes to NAFTA are affecting auto manufacturing and not many other industries, even throughout the negotiation of the new agreement, some companies followed plans to expand in Mexicali. For example, Medline, a medical supplies manufacturer, invested $125 million in 2018 to open a new manufacturing plant. Additionally, under the negotiations of the USMCA, more environmental negotiations have been made under the Environmental Cooperation Agreement. Under the ECA, participating countries will try to will try to reduce pollution, strengthen environmental governance, conserve biological diversity, and sustainably manage natural resources. Hopefully, along with these new regulations, both the enforcement of environmental protection as well as corporations' actions to take social responsibility will increase dramatically.
My name is Caleb Roberts, and today I'm going to be talking about the management concept of innovation. Innovation, which is defined as, according to the textbook, the managed effort of an organization to develop new products or services or new uses for existing products or services. Innovation is clearly important because without new products or services, any organization will fall behind its competition. Until now, an oil change was just an oil change. But thanks to Castrol, a motor oil company within the automotive field, has come up with a new game-changing innovation called ePods. ePods, which stands for Efficient Premium Oil Dispensing System, is an innovation designed to improve the process of an oil change in any and all vehicles. It is a new kind of gravity-fed system that ensures all auto workshops can sell every drop of oil they buy. With today's commonly used systems being messy, inefficient, and bulky, Castrol's ePods brings a new efficient system with a premium and professional look. The system enables you to use multiple oil types simultaneously with no cross-contamination, also enabling faster oil changing times. According to Castrol, efficiency has never looked so good. The oil change just got an oil change.
Hi, my name is Erin Webb, and I'm going to talk further about the management concept of innovation and the Castrol ePods, as well as discuss another great example of innovation in current media. Castrol has been able to recognize a need in the automotive market, and, through their creative innovation processes, they capitalized on that need. Castrol realized that customers of auto shops want a clean, safe, and professional environment to send their vehicles to for repair. So, Castrol developed a new product that meets this demand. And although Castrol is not selling directly to the auto shop customers, they are selling to the auto shop themselves, therefore innovatively meeting the customer's demand through the development of their new product, the ePods. I would also like to talk about another great example of innovation in today's world. Many alcoholic beverage companies have started producing all sorts of new alcoholic drinks, like hard seltzers, hard cider, and even hard lemonade. One company, Pabst Brewing, has taken advantage of this craze, and they developed a new product to meet the demands of customers who follow this trend. They created a hard coffee. Pabst Brewing knew that beer consumption has been declining, and they recognized the increased consumption of hard drinks instead of beer. So they took advantage of that by meeting customer demands with their new and innovative hard coffee. Innovation refers to the creation of a new product, or taking an old idea and changing it up to make something new. And I think that this company was effectively able to do both of those things. Not only did they innovate by creating a new product, hard coffee, but they also innovated by taking the trend of hard drinks and creating a new kind of hard drink to sell. Pabst Brewing was not the first company to invent a hard drink, but rather they benefited from an idea that had already been established. As you can see, the management concept of innovation spans across all markets and affects everyone, from auto shop customers to lovers of alcoholic drinks. It is important to recognize that innovation comes in all shapes and sizes, and that no two innovations look the same. Therefore, the innovations of Castrol and Pabst Brewing are just two examples of different innovations that have effectively met market demands, but the span of innovation is endless.